It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Hail and welcome. I'm the NPC, and Merry Christmas to all. Yes, it's the Christmas season, a time for giving and sharing. And also, spending ludicrous amounts of money on gifts. And what better gift than a game? Coming in all different types for all different sorts of taste, it's also just the right price for a Christmas gift. And it's so easy too. You get an Xbox 360 game, and it'll work on any Xbox 360, right? Right. You get a PlayStation 3 game, and it'll work on any PlayStation 3, right? Right. You get a Nintendo Wii game, and it will work on any Nintendo Wii, right? Right. So, of course, if you get a PC game, it'll work on any PC, right? Wrong! You die and get the Grim Reaper! There is a lot more to it than that. So sit back and listen while the NPC gives you some advice. This is if all else fails, use fire. I'm not gonna do reviews. Because NPCs don't give reviews, they give advice. I mean, after all, we're the only source of information you got. Who else is gonna tell you how to get through all these games and find all its secrets? Fine! You don't need my advice, but you know what? I'm gonna give it to you anyway. Every year, game developers make more and more graphics-intensive games. With gorgeous games like Assassin's Creed 2, Call of Duty 2, and Dragon Age Origins, graphics have become just so beautiful in video games. Unfortunately, this also means that system requirements are going up, and people are not realizing that their computers can no longer run these new games. Even games from a couple years ago, like Mass Effect, will sometimes not work on even new computers. Now, before you wrap those games for the PC that you got for presents, stop and take a look at those system requirements. And remember, those are requirements!
These are not polite suggestions!
One thing that a lot of people don't know is how to find out what sort of hardware they have on their computer. Well, there's actually a very simple way to find out all the essentials about your computer through a very simple command. The command is called dxdiag, and it is short for DirectX Diagnostic Utility. This, of course, is only for Windows machines. However, if you're trying to game as a Mac user, just give up. Now, on a Windows XP machine, you simply click on the Start button, seen here, and then go to Run, and then type in dxdiag and hit Enter. Now, on a Vista computer, it's slightly different. You click on the Start button in the lower left-hand corner, and then you click in the little field above it that says Start Search, and then you type in dxdiag, hit Enter, and open the utility that pops up in the search window. Oh, by the way, Windows 7 people, I don't actually know how that's done, but it's probably identical to the Vista system. Now, you might get a message that asks, do you want Microsoft to check if your drivers are digitally signed? There's a long story behind that. I say no. Now, what you see is a whole lot of information. However, all you really have to know is what it says next to processor, specifically the speed in gigahertz, what it says next to memory, what it says next to operating system, and the next piece of information is vital. You need to click on the tab that says Display and see what it says next to Chip Type for your video card. So, what's all this information going to be used for? Well, you need to take that information and compare it against something. You can either go to www.systemrequirementslab.com and run the program called Can You Run It? Now, when you go there, it will run a very simple JavaScript which will actually read your computer and compare it to the system requirements of the video game. and also, if applicable, the recommended requirements, which will tell you exactly how good you can expect the game to run on your computer. Also, if you don't prefer to go to that site, you can go to the developer's website and see what the system requirements actually are. They'll list them right there. And also, if you want to be double sure, you can actually call technical support and ask them. They will be happy to take your call now as opposed to later. You can also take this information to a friend who knows a little bit about computers, or a colleague, or even, a coworker who happens to know a lot about computer gaming, or you can take it to a professional. No, 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 no! Okay. The guys in blue shirts at Best Buy are damn. Alright? They're like parrots. They just repeat whatever they've been told. They just want to sell you whatever is out on the floor. And they'll spout a bunch of random words and pretty funny things in order to try to get you to buy them. Even if it's not what you need, even if it won't work, they don't care. It'll get you out the door with less of your money. These guys will say whatever things they've been told to say in order to get you to buy something. They don't actually know what they're talking about. If they did, they'd actually tell you what you actually need, which is probably a lot less than they would like to sell you. And they don't care if it won't work. It still counts as a sale. Now, the Geek Squad guys, that's a different story. A lot of the time, these are guys who went to a tech school and just graduated and are looking for some sort of entry-level position. So they sometimes generally know what they're talking about. So you can actually listen to what they have to say and take it to heart, but double-check whatever they have to say, because they can still be dumb. They don't have to be like the blue shirts, but they can. Oh, by the way, back when I told you to check what kind of video card chipset you have? If it says Intel, it fails. Get it replaced or don't bother using that computer for gaming, because it will fail. Really? Who told you that this thing was a gaming computer? World of Warcraft could be run on a pocket calculator, alright? Well, that's all the information you need to know, and thus that's going to be the end of this show. So, how am I going to end this? Well,
she said, we can stay for a